Hey guys, I'm Chris, and this week for DeFranco Movie Club we watched the movie Requiem for a Dream. I have tried half a dozen times since I watched this movie to do my review, and every time I start crying, but this time I'm going to stick with it and I'm going to get through it and I'm not going to cry. So yeah, this is a really powerfully intense movie. I was actually shaking by the time I got to the end of it, and I had to go for a run and just get out of the house and do something because it hit so hard when I was watching this movie. It revolves around the lives of 4 people, all of whom are struggling with addiction. But the one character that really hits you is Ellen Burstyn's character, who plays Sarah. She's an old lady on her own. Her husband's died. Her son, Jared Leto, is one of the other addicts who's not really around very much anymore. And she's kind of retreated into her sort of lonely, isolated world where she just sort of sits, watches TV, and doesn't really interact with other people, mostly because she doesn't have a lot of people to interact with. But at the beginning of the movie, 3 of the 4 characters we know are already drug addicts of some degree. Whether or not they just use occasionally for recreational purposes or, have a slightly more addictive habit. This is a movie I really feel that everyone needs to watch. If you have children, as brutal as this movie is, you need to have them see it. There are people in this world that need to see this movie to understand the type of effects that drugs can have on your life. And yeah, there are the people that are all like, oh, I do drugs, it's fine, it's not really a big deal. But so many more people have issues like what happens in this movie, and it really sticks with you. I spent a lot of time after I watched the movie trying to figure out what it was that really hit me the most about this movie. I mean, yes, it is a very intense movie. You almost feel like you don't get a chance to breathe throughout the movie because it's so full on in your face the whole time. But the bit that really killed me inside was the Sarah. And quite often when you think of drug addicts, they are people like the younger characters in the movie where, a lot of them are quite selfish, self-involved, don't really give a crap about anyone else, and it's a lot easier to look at those types of characters and go, well, that could never happen to me because, I know better than to do heroin. But with the character of Sarah, I mean, her addiction started from her loneliness, from the emptiness that she was feeling, and the fact that she wanted to fill that with, getting a chance to be on TV. And so to do that, she felt she needed to lose weight. So she went to her doctor, who prescribed her a bunch of diet pills that were basically speed. And I think the thing that really upset me the most about this is, this was her doctor, and I got so angry watching that scene with the doctor who he doesn't even look up from his clipboard. She's just a number, just a paycheck, write her a prescription for some drugs, send her on her way, and everything will be fine. And especially for people who are that age, doctors are people that you trust. You trust what they say to you and the drugs that they give you, and they're not supposed to give you things that will harm you. And watching the way her addiction evolved, hers was the story that I related to the most, because I understood where she was and how she got there and how easy it is to get there to that point. And it just broke my heart. And you see the way it literally obliterated these people's lives, and not just their lives, but the lives of all the people around them. And especially, again, for me, it just all kept coming back to the character of Sarah. And although the other old ladies in the apartment block with her weren't necessarily friends, were more acquaintances, even at the end when they saw what this had done to her, it still affected them, and it will affect their lives going on. This is a movie that sticks with you, that you can't ignore once you've seen it. It's the type of movie that, yes, it is a hard movie to watch, and the message in it is so powerful. I really honestly believe it is a movie that everyone needs to see. I'm glad I watched it. I'd been wanting to watch it for a while. I mean, everyone had told me how good it was, and a lot of people had warned me how intense it was. I really just want to thank all the people in Movie Club who recommended this movie. Thank you to Philip DeFranco for picking this movie for Movie Club and really helping to get the movie out there so that more people can see it.